Hey guys, welcome to Ultralight Outdoors. My name is Cameron, and today I'm going to talk to you all about my decision of why to completely change my water system for 2023. Now, if you've been following my channel for very long, for years, the entire time I've had my channel, and for years and years before that, I've always used Platypus water bladders. Platypus water bladders, for those of you who don't know, are these water bladders here. They are a soft-sided bag, basically like a camelback, that are they're very durable. I've used these for a super long time, like I said, and I've never had one just outright fail on me. I really like these things, and the main reason that I carry these was that this was what was cool whenever I started backpacking, and I've just never had a problem with them. Always used them, and I love that they collapse down once your water is gone. They fold up to basically nothing, don't take up much room in your pack, and that really helps out, especially for me and my channel, where I normally backpack out in West Texas or places that you have to carry tons of water. That really helps out because the volume in my pack is really precious, or anybody who's having to carry tons of water. So being able to collapse the volume of your water container down has always been something that has really been important to me. That being said, this year in 2023, I have a lot of trips that are planned around places in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas that I'm not going to be carrying a ton of water. And when I am, I'm going to need to filter my water. A lot of my trips in the past, I've not needed to filter water, or I might have only needed to filter one time. Part of that is the places that I go either don't have water, so you're forced to carry 2 days worth of water all at one time. And part of it is where some of the other places I go, the places that you fill up are from tap, and they're already filtered. You don't need to filter. So I either didn't carry a filter in the past, or I didn't need to filter any water. So I am completely changing that this year. One, I'm really excited to be going places where I don't have to carry 16 pounds of water at one time. And two, I'm really excited to try out a different water system. The water system that I'm going to is nothing revolutionary. Tons of people use this. You can find hundreds of videos of it on YouTube. But I wanted to explain why my system that I've been using worked for me in the past, and it would still work. But my new system that I'm going to is going to make this year in particular much simpler, and I think much more enjoyable for me. So in the past, I went from these Platypus bottles. Like I said, this is a 1 liter bottle. Most people that use these, they carry the big tall Platypus water bladders, maybe something similar to this. This is a 2 liter. I have a 2.5 liter, and I will carry up to 8 liters capacity of these all at one time. These work really great. You've seen me use this drinking hose in the past on some of my trips. Some of my trips I didn't. I would just take a simple half-liter bottle and would refill it from these bottles here. And these have worked really well. The main drawback to these bags is the threads on these do not connect. They are not compatible with a water filter. So when I did need to filter water, I couldn't just put a water filter on there. I had to use another bag that was just for dirty water, and this is the bag that comes with the Sawyer Squeeze. This is my original one. It's starting to look fairly rickety because I had the Sawyer Mini. This is the main one that I've been using for a long time, and I know it doesn't have the best flow rate, but it worked well for me because I didn't filter a lot of water. That being said, this bag here sucked getting water into because it just has this tiny little opening. It's good because it has the threads to thread the Sawyer filter onto, but it was really difficult to get the water into it. Also, this is a half-liter bag, so to fill up my 1 liter Platypus bottles, I'd have to fill this twice. So the hardest part of the whole system was getting water into this bag, and I had to do that multiple times, especially if I'm filtering for desert conditions where I'm carrying 6 to 8 liters of water at a time. Filtering water for me was a big, long process, even though I didn't have to do it a lot. So I'm getting rid of that whole system this year and moving toward the smart water bottle system. Now, why did I not go to this system before? Now, one, like I said, The bags always work good for me, volume-wise, and I didn't filter a lot of water. But on top of that, the backpack that I carry a lot is Z-Pack Zero. This one came out way before the newer incarnation that Z-Pack sells now, back when you could customize your gear from Z-Packs, and I did not get side pockets on the backpack. Why I did that was primarily to cut weight. That was back when I was just going as light as possible, just to be as light as possible. This year is all about staying ultralight, but adding things back in that make my trips so much better. So that being said, I will still continue to use that Zero pack for a while, but in a few months I will be getting a new backpack, which I will reveal later on in the year, and it will have side pockets just like 99% of all backpacks have. That will allow me to be able to fit these 1 liter skinny smart water bottles in the side pockets where they stick up out of, and that will make them more convenient to carry, because honestly this right here is not ideal, at least to me, for slipping inside of my backpack. And I have found that putting things in the net pocket in the back of the backpack puts it too far away from my back, throwing off my center of gravity, and I can really feel it pulling down on a pack that has no frame. That being said, these Platypus bottles were great for being able to cram into odd shaped spaces in my pack, farther down and toward the top, and they really worked well for that. So these smart water bottles, they are a little bit heavier. I just weighed a couple of these while ago. The smart water bottle, the 1 liter size here, which can be picked up at pretty much everywhere. I think this may be a Coke product, so they're sold all over the place. I got these at Walmart, and one of these bottles weighs in at 1 1/4 ounces. I just weighed one of these Platypus bottles. It weighed 0.85 ounces. So for every 2.5 liters of water that I'm carrying, I'm picking up an extra ounce of weight in bottle. And but while I have all the capacity this year to carry just as much water, I don't plan on carrying that much. At least for 90% of my trips this year, I should be carrying 2 to 3 liters or less of water, which will make a huge difference on my pack weight as it is. So these water bottles themselves will be great. I also picked up the sport bottle, has the sport top to be able to drink out of, and I've already been using it on some day hikes. Works great. I really like it, and it should fit into my shoulder pocket on my backpack, so no change there. I just pick up a little bit extra capacity as I've been using the 16.9 ounce bottles, just your standard really cheap bottle, and these are a little more durable, and I think these will work really well. Now, to go along with the water system, I also picked up one of these Canuck bags, or knock, or however you say it, and this is what I will primarily use with my filter system, because the threads of this bag, even though it is a collapsible bag just like the Platypus, the threads of this bag will allow me to screw on a water filter. Now, I've had this water filter for about a year now and used it on a few trips, and I will say this has a much higher, much better flow rate than the Sawyer Mini. This is the original Sawyer Squeeze, and it weighs about twice the amount as the Sawyer Mini. I just weighed this one, which it may still have a tiny bit of water in it, and it came in at 3 ounces, where the Mini came in at 1.5 ounces. And this will screw straight on to this bag, and I can filter out of this bag into the smart water bottles. I've seen lots of people, these are really popular on through hikes. Lots of people have these, people that I've hiked with, and they look like they worked really well. So I really appreciate that. And the really cool part of this bag here is that this top opens up, and the bag itself will open to a big opening on the end for dipping into water sources and filling up. That will make life so much better for filtering water, which I'm going to be doing lots of this year. That being said, I think my overall filter system is going to work great, and I'm really excited to use it. I also picked up this little coupling, and what this is for is to screw on to the top of one of these bottles here, and to be able to back flush my filter. These filters, for those of you that don't know, can get clogged up after you use them for a while. and you can take this coupling, screw it on to this end of the filter, screw it on to some clean water, and push it back through the filter, forcing out all the debris and things that have gotten stuck in there over the course of a trip. So that cuts out the weight of the syringe, or where in the past I've just not taken anything to back flush my filter since I wasn't using it a lot. I think this will make the whole system work out great. So I'm really excited to use this system. Like I said, nothing revolutionary. Just wanted to explain to you a bit why I am going with a whole new system. You've seen me stuck in the past with these bags and tubes and all that sort of stuff, and I'm moving on to what is more in line with what most people are using. These bags, these bottles here are super cheap, and even in the past when I recommended people when they asked about water systems and what to carry, I said, I love these Platypus bottles, that's what I use, but I would steer you in the direction of the smart water bottles because they are so cheap, and if you're just getting into backpacking, you don't need to spend $8 or $10 on a water bladder from Platypus, or even more, when you can go get a $2 bottle from any of your local stores of these smart water bottles. So really excited about this new system. All that big long talk to say, guys, I've got lots of trips planned this year for lots of places that I've never shown on my channel, some that I've never been to, and I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to push myself and challenge myself in all new ways this year, and really get out of my comfort zone, going to some new places. Excited to try out this water system, and I think it's going to work really well for me. Lots of new gear this year I'm really excited about. Anyway, guys, that is my whole reason for swapping my water system for this year. Capacity, ease of use, much easier adapted to these filters. And I'm excited to get out there and show you all what the great state of Texas and some of the surrounding states have to offer this year. So until my next video, my name is Cameron. This is Ultralight Outdoors, and thanks a lot for watching.